Okay, it looks like we are live recording from Arlington, Vermont. System looks like it's okay and all that. CPU is around 90%. GPU is at 34. Hello, everyone. Um, Hello there, Curly Express. Also seems to have Wigwag is also here. Looks like Frank Steeler Fran 820 is here. So is Bosscar Jerry and Digger Evans Railway and CSX Productions. Let's change this to live chat instead of top chat because that has a tendency to skip some people for some odd reason. Jerry did a 5-hour stream. I did not know that. And Wigwag, you probably are not that far off. Because depending on I did take a nap today, so there is a possibility I might have been sleeping during that time. But I am slowly trying important details like starting to use more stuff with StreamYard. One is that trying to do this thing called thumbnails, so it's not just my logo and all that. So that's one thing I'm just thinking on doing. Also, actually doing actual videos, not just live streams. Okay. I believe I'm subscribed to Jerry. At least I think I am. I would have to double check afterwards. Well, that's a possible. You have to confirm that with Wigwag. But so Jerry, you did a 5-hour live stream. I don't know if I could actually do something that long. I mean, there has been times that doing this live stream, I haven't. I could easily go over an hour or something like that, but I think 5 hours. I've maybe after about 2 hours, I'll probably be getting to a point of going, time out. One thing I am, now that it's summertime, I know there's a local area that has at 5 o'clock they do have a concert. So I'm not sure if will turn around and change my time again. Because now that it's summertime, I mean it's almost the summer solstice, so there's a lot of sunshine to be had, and technically I could have it here, but at the same time that means thankfully there's a lot of trees in the way, because the sun sets that away, and it's probably not it's not only annoying for me because the sun gets into my eyes, but also you would see the sun on the back screen here also. But I would have to say that is an interesting question, Jerry. I'm assuming the cops didn't come. But 4 a.m. is a long that is an early time to be up because wait a second. Where is Wigwag? For some reason, I'm thinking he's Australia because 4 a.m. would be. I was thinking 4 a.m. here right now. The sun is coming up, but if I'm remembering, if Wigwag is in Australia, that means it's very dark out. Or am I getting people mixed up? Which would not be the first time. But I've been, project-wise, I have been poking at the redesign for let's see, the redesign for the covered bridge diorama. And it is such a nice day out that I left the door open. And there's a lot of motorcycles about, so you may be hearing them. I'm not sure how well my microphone is picking up on stuff like that. Normally I would have the front door closed and all that, but it's a nice, cool day out. All right, let's switch over here. I think the camera needs to be slightly moved. Sorry about the sudden jerkiness. But right now I'm letting glue dry. Let's see if glue has... Oh, it's not dry yet. Then again, it is between wax paper. Right now, I'm doing my best to try to flatten the road bed out. When adding the sides and all that, I wound up being too high. So wound up cutting this off, trying to smush it down. Same thing with this side to get it more straight across. But it doesn't seem that way yet because this is still bouncing. So we'll put this aside, let it dry some more. One thing I found out, unfortunately, with the covered bridge, is that it somehow twisted a little bit, and it's come apart on the one end. Not quite sure how I'm going to re-straighten it, but I have noticed that the thing is really warped right now. It's one of the disadvantages with wooden buildings. We don't get them nicely sealed. Humidity or lack thereof causes all sorts of havoc. So we'll put this aside. And we shall pick up on... Nope, it's not this box. It's this box. We'll pick up on some of the other things that I have got as coming to road vehicles. This is a standard delivery wagon. So this will come in very handy. Will come in handy for the Motrack station. It's a very small freight station. That will be across from very short passenger station, which of course will be pretty much very near the water station, because well, things do need steam engines do need water, and then there's also got extra boxes and stuff. But so I do have stuff that's ready for. I don't want to say populating, because I don't really have many people right now. But I do have things that are available for roads today. This is a Jordan Products standard delivery wagon. And I think this has 2 horses with it. Now I might, for slight variety, might grab the 2 horses that I made with the logging cart and maybe switch them with that. I don't know yet. Okay. And it's basically figuring out what decals I want with it later on. All right, now that's interesting. I mean, it doesn't show anything about the horses, but the horses are pretty much sort of kind of obvious since there's only 2 halves. So we will start with the horses first. Well, hello there, Randall. Thank you for coming in. All right. Now, where did I put? Yeah, I'm going to put the horses together first, and then later on get rid of all the small little pieces of flash and all that. It looks like the smart way to go with that. Since horses are more organic, it's a lot easier to after putting them together, figure out the difference. What is flash and what is flash and what part is the horse? So until they're put together, it's going to be not there's going to be locating pins for this, but I guess not. So we're going to have to do our best to put this together and go that direction, and then use a file to get rid of all the flash that's on here, especially around its head, and then turn around and slowly make it more horse-like. So there's that. Now onto the this one has 2 horses, so we have options. Okay, we'll go with options. All right. So looks like these 2 are the same. So here I'm expecting 2 horses, and we wind up with 3. Okay. One bending over and feeding. And then the other one was more upright also. So, all right, that wound up being a little bit too much. So, with that, dry, slowly soften the plastic before we add the other half. That was a disconcerting sound. I'm not sure if anyone heard that, but it sounded like something exploded. It wasn't a fire. It didn't sound like it was a firearm, but definitely got the local dogs in a tizzy. Well, hello there, Rick's Railroad. Thank you for coming in. Doing possibly the hardest part of this build, mainly because everything is sort of organic. There's no locating pins. Just gotta put them together, and hopefully they make a complete animal. Then turn around, and then once everything is dried on these, go back and get rid of all the flashing on them. So I think that would be probably easier to do, take the flashing off of them afterwards, mainly because of since there's no locating pins. I don't want to turn around and carve everything off and then realizing that I cut too much off. So I'd rather do it this way first and then cut the flashing off, because then should be a little bit more obvious of where the flash is and what's supposed to be the horse. Or at least that's what my thought process is. And it looks like these two are actually walking. And this one is obviously sort of going down and eating. So I guess I'll use that one somewhere else, and we'll use these two, pulling the cart. So we'll put this over here. These are supposed to be the logs that came off of for the logging wagon. So I guess we can start putting a bunch of them on top of that. I'm not going to glue them on there because I don't know if I want them glued on there yet. But at least put them all in the same spot. It looks like it was more that can actually fit into the log, which is a good thing. All right, now let's see. Square up the edges of the body, cast the line on the top side, figure A. Okay, looks like we're building this portion first. Let's see. Okay, looks like this is the bottom. Seat base. Right, so the seat itself, the seat cushion, from the looks of it. Alright. This is actually, obviously the sides. It's the rear door. This I think is the roof. It's a good thing it's slightly bendable. Yeah, everyone's saying hello. Hopefully I'm being entertaining. Alright. Now let's start cutting stuff apart. Start with this. That's not going to get in there, so we're going to have to go this way. Clean off all the ballast first. Going this way. All right. Okay, that might explain why there's no instruction for horses, because there's a shaft assembly for one horse or two horses, but they don't have the actual horse halves. So that might explain why they're not shown on there. All right, now I'll take this. Get rid of the flashing on the side. All right, let's see. We got that one taken care of. This thing will do the seat cushion, which is this. Now, the thing I don't like about this is that it doesn't really give a... I'm used to having numbers and stuff like that, and there's no numbers on this. This is basically, hey, this is what the part looks like, and go that direction. With the seat base, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure where the seat base is. So this is the cushion, that's the base. These are the doors. This is the roof. This is the back. I would assume this is the base. I don't know. Because it doesn't show it here. It doesn't really show it there either. Oh, it doesn't show it because the seat's on. All right. Hi. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Let's take it off and see if it fits there. Looks like it might be. Don't know. Because these are obviously the wheels. These are the suspension parts. I do not know where the side is. Or the seat base. Well, let's say we clip this off. Well, if I make a mistake, it'll be sort of in the background then. That's the thing is when you start doing stuff, I mean, sometimes you just gotta crack on and go from there. So we'll go with the front. Seat base to the same width. And it doesn't really say what the seat is. Wait a second. I think I found the seat base. That makes a lot more sense. Here I am. I thought that this was a part of a molding process thing, but this might be the seat base. It's a clever way to hide the thing. All right. Put that there. Put that there. All right. This looks like, yeah, that's what the seat's going to be. So since this has a draft on it, just turn around that, and that fits perfectly. All right, so we gotta, since this is not square, it's an actual trapezoid. Gotta turn around and straighten it out. Looks like I might have to use an automation sander. Flatten it that way. Flatten it that way. And then also We only need one side flattened. We can turn around and since the front doesn't really need to be square, we can turn around and do it that way. All right. So we got everything nice and neat. Well, hello there, Split Rock. Thank you for coming in. And happy Father's Days to all the fathers that are out there. I myself never found the other half of the equation to become a father. Okay. So we'll put that up against there. And then put this on top of that. Put that there. Grab one of these. Squish that down a little bit. And then we can go that direction. All right. Up next, this is supposed to be bent at a 45-degree angle. Yeah, it's going to be a slight challenge. Not sure why they didn't pre-mold it at a 45-degree angle, but it's going to be close enough. Now, up next, I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh, duh, this is the rear gate. All right. Now, from here, I'll grab one of these. Now, I know Father's Day is an American holiday today, but do they have sort of like a Father's Day in other countries? And if so, when? Let's see. All right. Yeah, well, so actually, with Father's Day, they did have a car show in Bennington, which is about 15 miles away from me. Just happened to pass it. It was at the Vermont's Veterans Home. And yeah, it was an okay car show. But I'm used to having car shows with much older vehicles in it. They did have some vehicles that were, I think the newest one was like 2011 11 or something like that. And I'm looking at it like, that's not an antique car. But then happen to realize that it was not an antique car show. It was just a car show. It's just that there was a lot of older vehicles that were there. Somebody was riding around on I want to say a very small motorcycle, probably made possibly in the 70s. But it had no motor on it, so it was sort of like using it like a balance bike. At first I'm thinking, they're riding around on a. At first I thought it was an electric bicycle, but then it's like, nah, it's got a gas tank on it and it's missing parts. So okay, we can go from here. This is when sometimes like this, I wish my 123 blocks that I've ordered from Micromart would be here, but they are not here yet, and it's been a while, which is slightly annoying. All right, so we'll do that. So this looks like this side has to be the butt side to put the glue on. Put the glue here. Let everything soften up a little bit. And then flip it over. And we will use this part of this square to, well, making sure it's square. It's not playing as nice as I would like. All right, there we are. Now, unfortunately, I can't do the other side because, well, the squares. Well, even with the 1, 2, 3 blocks, I wouldn't be able to do it. But it's not gluing properly. So we'll try this again. There we go. Just soften the plastic up just enough to have it squish in properly. Don't do that. Because once we get this all nice and squared up, it should be easier to add the seats, which I can't see from this perspective. There it is. And we'll put the seat in. It looks like the cushion came off of it already. Okay, that looks like it's not quite solidified, but good enough. I only glued the cushion to the back. So now let's say we do the front part of it. There we go. Now we'll put that on for a couple of seconds. Then we'll add these two together. Well, actually, probably don't want to be washing my knees. All right, now on to this portion. Now it looks, let's see. Now put this here, squared there. We'll put this down here. Move this up until the front seat is meshed with that. Okay, that looks like the way to go. Add the glue, or not glue, the solvent. Weld this all together. Let that dry in that position. All right, now it's not quite square because the seat cushion is not square itself, so it is leaning a little bit. But I won't tell anybody if you will. Hello there, Kyle. Thank you for coming in. I think according to YouTube, we are up to 5. But no, I have been looking at seeing other channels that seem to bounce very, they're less than 6 months old and they're already up to 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers. So I'm starting to think that what I'm doing is not entertaining, or at least not playing, I guess, the algorithm correctly or whatever. I think moving to this particular time slot, I think I only literally got 3 more new people for subscribers. Then let's see. Ooh, do I actually have enough room there for the rear? Ooh, I can actually do the rear also. We shall do the rear now. Basically, you get everything squared up, and then it should be easy to go from there. But I mean, the original idea for this channel was to do something while I was unemployed. But long-term viewers will know that as soon as I started this fun adventure with YouTube, I got employed. So I didn't, wasn't really concentrating on stuff, and hence I haven't done all the things to promote stuff and all that. But I sort of kind of also knew that I wasn't going to be an international star either. But it seems that although the model railroading community has been very supportive, it does not look like it's. I mean, I have heard rumors like Kathy Millett and I can't think of the other guy's name. I think he's from Australia, where they've said I think it's Boulder Creek, where from what I understand, they've said that they don't get as many views if they have anything that's railroad related to it. Once they, if they add a railroad car or a locomotive, they don't get as many views. But if they do something that's really, really generic, it winds up doing well. And this is coming from people who are their career. That's their, modeling is their career and all that. So I am contemplating. One of the reasons, I call the channel Happy Valley Hobbies is because I wanted to not just be limited just to model trains and, doing hobbies that are model train adjacent, as I like to say. So I might be experimenting when I start doing regular videos. I might be doing I think I'm going to start out with electronics because although I do have stuff with machining, because I want to do broad gauge and all that, and that's going to require that kind of a skill set. This rear door is not staying. All right, let's go the other direction. All right. So I might be, like for the electronics, I might not be doing things that are specifically, there'd be more basic than, I want to say more basic than DCC. Basically going through and, like some of the ones that I've seen where they talk about the basics of, how electricity works and stuff like that. And so I'm thinking on doing something similar along those lines, but most of my stuff that I have, is with model trains. So I would be, doing things that would help explain stuff of why people, why we do what we do with first with electricity, and then eventually with the then with electronics. Basically starting out with at first your basic analog stuff and how we got here and stuff like that. Okay, let that dry a little bit. Check this. Check the chat. Chat's pretty quiet. But yeah, I mean that's probably start doing the real basic things like uh, resistance, the different styles of you got conductors, semiconductors, and insulators. And funny thing is that a semiconductor is also a semi insulator, but that's usually not on how it's portrayed. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. I'll try go through the whole go through the whole series. Starting with with insulators and conductors, and then possibly go all the way up to uh, transistors. I'm not sure if I would want to go to microcontrollers and stuff like that, because there are other people that do that. But I don't really see anything that has to deals with a very specific with with the basics of electricity and electronics. But that's my thoughts on that. Let's see. Read more instructions. Okay. Oh, so that's what those are. From size. Okay, Jeremy says the same. Rear doors closed, cement in place. Thing is, the rear doors are closed. I mean, if they want to be able to have them open, they in my opinion, they should have made it so they were separate. But all right. All right, looks like this. I didn't realize something. It looks like there was options. I could either have the doors or this, but not both. Well, since might be better off to have this enclosed, we'll just leave it closed. And then we'll bring this side up. And we'll put everything all together. If I get another one of these, maybe I'll just do it with that door. Yeah, it doesn't really. It shows you options, but then don't really see what the show you that there are options. I mean, they're just for one or two horses, but not for. Doesn't look like they mentioned that. You can either have the rear doors or the tailgate. put this on. And we shall use these clamps. Never have enough clamps. I'm not a fan of these specific clamps. Mainly because on what plastic that's being used. I think if they're being used with a better style of plastic that's not warped, because if you look at these are slightly warped. The design's okay. It's just that the design is okay. It's just that the execution is blah, in my opinion. Let that sit there for a while. Now we're going to go up to the roof. Let's do it this way. All right. That and that. All right. I'm trying to think who's on tonight for Sidetrack Sunday. I know Nissy is taking over the second. Then let's see. John's first. I want to say Rick is tonight. Or is it Ray? 50-50 chance I'll get one or the other right. Oh, hello there, Kyle. Thank you for dropping in. We're up to 6 now. But which is pretty cool. I mean, I think 6 is a presentable bunch. It's not one where I think once you start getting up to Heath's numbers of people being on the thing there, you really can't do live stream with building stuff anymore. It winds up being a little bit too complicated to do that. Now, all right. Now, a slight problem is this is not gonna let's see if this works. Maybe. That's upside down, I think. Now this piece is supposed to warp down a little bit. No, it's not quite enough. Let's see about this way. All right. But yeah, I have to say, the disadvantage of starting to get a lot of people on the live streams is that eventually you really can't take your eyes off the screen, because then all of a sudden it's like you wind up missing something very important. And you also have, I would have to say, I think Jerry would probably agree with me, is that eventually it's hard to keep up, when you got that many people online, basically. All right, that looks like that's going to work. So let's put that on. I think that's why probably Jerry and Jim Tedesco and Anthony Dodge have that style of, basically just watching the chat and interacting with people, because it's so much easier to do than actually, have a project or something. So that might wind up being also a future change. If I get, getting a lot of people eventually gets to a point where it would be more advantageous of just watching the chat. Right now, I have the luxury of being able to do the project and not have to worry about the screen, the chat as much. That's one of the things I think. That's not going to be way out. Give me a second one. That John from the Schuylkill Valley Railroad sometimes has a challenge with, because he's trying to do something and look at the screen and look at the chat at the same time, and it's a little hard to do. All right, what time is it? The time is to wrap this up. 5 minutes over. And let's double check YouTube to see who is ready to not necessarily be live. But I do know Ray has a tendency to start early, and I think it's Ray. I could be wrong. All right. Wiggle the camera a little bit, bounce it around, and now switch. Switch to this camera. One wants to look at a vacuum cleaner. But, all right, let's double check. Let's see. We'll restore that. Bring that over there. Refresh this. We'll find out who is on STS tonight. All right. Da-da-da-da. It is False Valley Railroad tonight. And he's finishing the build for the crossing shed. So I will see people there. So thanks for everyone who has shown up. Kyle, Jerry, Wigwag, Curly. Let's see who else we got here. Split Rock, Rick's Railroad, and Randall. So hopefully, thing is, I'm not quite sure if everyone's still here, especially Frank. Apparently, he showed up. Why, thank you, Kyle. Pretty much doing my best. Yeah, I think CSX Productions and Frank Steeler Fan 820 may not be here anymore. But all right. Good night, Jerry. And if I don't, I'm planning on wandering over to False Belly Railroad. So if I see you there, I see you there. If not, most of the people in this chat, I see some other places. So I'll see you then. And I think the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Goodbye.